Banshees are hyped in the lobby. Obviously, we know that they love to cheer for their players. The gaming crew always there, always fanatic about it.
Oh, for
we
sure.
know they're gonna scream, and hopefully, Wardi will get something to scream about as well. The players are ready. We're ready. In the left bottom side of Eternal Empire, we're looking at a man who has turned 18 today. No longer just a little Terran. No, he leveled up. It's Clem.
And in the upper right-hand side, the red Zerg player, former teammate, as Clem used to be on Infinity Gaming. And still on Infinity Gaming in the top right is Denver. As we get into game number 1 of this best of 5.
Really nice run for Denver, of course. Unfortunately, we were not able to catch any of his games today. Which does make me a bit sad, right? Somebody makes it to the grand final, and this is the first time we show him. And then there is that chance that that little Terran in the left bottom side is just gonna be a bit too good, but hopefully that's not the case, and it will be a very close and competitive series. But yeah, Denver, I don't want to say he's been struggling lately, because I think that's so dramatic. But he did make a couple tweets as well, where he said like, I don't know what it is. When I play in tournaments, I can play well for 1 round, 2 rounds, maybe 3, but that's it. After that, I just have no focus anymore. Fortunately, that's not the case today. Denver having a very good run, making it all the way to the grand finals. So that's going to be nice for him and give him some momentum to get ready for the big month of April. Because we have a few more of these Xel'Naga Finest, but we also have a lot of Wardi tournaments. So,
you know, just 7 or 8, you know. It's not...
I hope you're ready for me, Wardi.
I am ready for you, Roddy.
Yeah. I know I've let you down the last few times you casted me, but
this time
I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you proud.
You got a new MMR record. It's time to shine.
I know, it's so funny because like one day I'm like, oh my god, I'm playing so good, and the next day it's like, oh my goodness, I can't click on anything. Like that's it, guys, I'm never good at StarCraft again. And then a day later you're like, yeah, I'm good again. It's a real roller coaster. StarCraft is amazing.
Well, this first few moments of the game isn't too crazy. Clem's doing what Clem loves to do. He loves to slow down his third hatchery. Especially on maps like this one, where you can't realistically take another third base. You just have to deal with the slowdown. You can't expand downwards because you actually just lose to a single Liberator. And you can't really go left because the Terran's just going to pull you apart left, right, and center. And it's going to be terrible for you, so... a little bit frustrating.
I've got a suggestion. What about the rich Vespian gas in the right bottom?
Well, as Denver.
Yes.
Like, isn't that Clem's base?
Buddy? What do you think?
Mate, you know Denver won the semi-final, not Bly. Like.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, this is why we need Bly in semi-final.
Yeah. Bly shows up. He's like, you blocked my base. It's okay. I never wanted that one.
No. No, Bly would not even take the right bottom. Like, he would take the one center bottom, you know? He's like, oh, that's a rich gas as well.
Clem's like, that's my 4th base. He's like, he plays like it used to be.
Clem is gonna have like 3 Hellions on the high ground and he's roasting drones. And he's like, this doesn't seem very good at all. Bly's like, just wait, Clem, it's coming, okay?
This Queen nearly dies. Good harass with the 2 Reapers. I mean, 2 Reapers just give you that bit of extra power, and especially at delaying the third base, right? Because now, these Queens haven't been able to get onto the engineering base, so it really delays it that much longer, which is obviously crazy. And a lot of Lings built here. Denver going to go Overlord speed, because I guess he kind of sticks on a bit more gas than usual, because otherwise he's already hitting full saturation, so he's not as eager to have as many minerals. And typically this forces you into kind of like a lair focused opening rather than, you know, double upgrades, etc. So sometimes you get some faster mutalisks out of this, but right now actually just Cloak Banshees from Clem. So he's going to play that Hellion Banshee opener here on Eternal.
I love the variety he brings as well with his openings. Like, some people will be like, oh, Hellion Banshee again. But sometimes it's 2 Banshees, sometimes 1 Banshee, sometimes Cloak, sometimes no Cloak, right? And this is just the kind of stuff that is annoying for Zerg players. Because in StarCraft, you want to know what you're going up against. You don't want to have an idea what he might be doing. Or it's like, yeah, I've seen this before. But then even when you see it, you still don't really know how serious you have to take it. And this is the kind of stuff I think that's really important. That makes a great StarCraft.
Yeah. For sure, as we see the Bane Nest dropping down from Denver in the natural, and just going to be seeing this nice little Reaper Grenade just to again push back these Queens. These poor Queens, man, they're having a terrible time against Reapers and Hellions this game. This is really nice because you keep the Queens to the side, you bring them low, and that's when you kind of bring out opportunities for these Banshees to pick off Queens as well. And that's
That's
obviously
a lot
always
of
great.
Hellions. Well, just 6 actually. 6 Hellions, double Reaper, double Banshee. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Clem is actually out for blood, right? If he just wants to fight the queens this time.
Yeah,
Like, you know what? We're not gonna try to kill drones, we're gonna try to kill queens. And if we kill the queens quickly, then we kill everything else.
First Banshee gets deflected pretty quickly though, so that has to turn away from the natural and will not make its way elsewhere for the moment.
I
And
would
Clem...
love to see it bring the Banshee to the Hellions, man. There's only 3 queens there. There's some potential.
And you can't just sit and focus fire down the Banshee either, right? Because then you're just taking so much damage from the Reapers and the Hellions.
Yep, and then there is a grenade in the mix. Don't forget, there's 2 Reapers, so double grenades.
Yeah. There's 2 of them right there as Queens will take a little bit of a dance. Clem again moving around in the center. Baneling speed coming in on that Baneling nest. And again, these Hellions of Clem moving up and going to go, well, wanting to go in towards that 3rd base, but will not be successful.
Denver was worried though.
Yeah, he was convinced that was about to happen. Look at this. Clem finds a little position here for some Queen damage. And these are the things that add up, right? So, at the same time, though, the Lings make a dive for the Hellions. And somehow Clem salvages it and at least gets a good few Zerglings from this, because this should have been basically nothing. And the Reaper grenades, I actually think saved him. He's actually going to keep Hellions alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, obviously, if Clem was microing the Hellions immediately, that could have gone better. But considering how dicey that looked at one point, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Denver really wants both Hellions, and Denver will get both.
Yep, he will just about get them there in the end, so that's nicely done. But also at the same time, I don't think you worry, again, too much as Clem, right? Because you trade out a lot of Lings. There's not Lings on the map to come and counterattack. And then you already have the units in case he makes another round of Lings as well. So it really is not a major issue here. So we're just going to be seeing the army of Clem coming back around. And in towards the center of the map. Drop Lord from Denver coming up as well on the top side. So he's actually trying to get some aggression going in the next few moments.
Yeah, I gotta say the work account's pretty nice though, right? Like being up 13, 14 drones. Obviously it's important to keep the hatcheries alive now and not take too much damage. He does have Baneling speed. But let's say Denver keeps his base up, trades out. I don't know if he can though. If the tanks can just siege up here, Denver.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. If these tanks target fire the group of Banelings, the Banes were very clumped up there. Now they're spreading out a bit more, but if he targets the heart of them, still it's scary. I mean, Clem's actually just going to get a hat trick kill. Wow.
Yep, that is so nice, because now Denver's only a 3-base Zerg, and we've seen people float money before against Clem. That's just gonna happen again. Good cancel on all those Banes as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, it really feels that if Denver would have just engaged his army before those tanks were sieged up over there, it would have been easy.
I mean, he gets the tanks now, but the Marines are still here, and there's only 2 Banelings, so...
Drop a Lord in the natural of Clem.
Yeah, coming through. I mean, Clem just doesn't respond to it at all. Even the Drop a Lord stopped for a second. He's going to get 10 SCVs, which isn't bad. It's also pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you need 4 bases, though, as a Zerg.
Yeah.
Denver knows that. He is double expanding immediately. He's building 9 Mutas. Maybe an ambitious moment to build 9 Mutas.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
That's a lot of Marines.
Yeah, and the investment into the hatches as well. He's also, I mean, he's not going to end up fighting with 0-0, but there was a moment there where Clem's obviously up in upgrades as well, so it kind of means that you can't fight anyways. This is just...
Oh, no.
I mean, this is just an annoying position. Lifts up, drops down one by one.
Clem, you are so good. I mean, just brilliant positioning here. How does Denver properly engage this? I guess the answer is you don't. But is he gonna lose this hatch again as well? The tank is shooting at him. No, Denver's going for it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go for it here. You just can't keep trying to, let him, kill your base again. You need a 4th base, so you have to fight, and you know what? It's just not good enough. There's just not enough there. He actually loses everything. And so many Marines survive, by the way. Mutas are across the map. If the Mutas were there, maybe they make the difference, but he chooses to counterattack instead. But now he's kind of pinned by turrets.
Look at those drones at the top side of the map.
Oh no, why are they here?
They were misrallied. I think that Denver thought that eventually he was going to win that fight, but he didn't. Yeah, and the Mutas, I mean, yeah, they got SCVs, but obviously this was nowhere near good enough for Denver.
I mean, Clem did miss his +2 armor starting, but at the same time, Denver hasn't started 2-2 at all, so it's still going to be an upgrade lead for Clem as he gets this wall off just before Zerglings arrive, and they'll break through, but even just losing the first 5 to 10, breaking down the bunker that's building, it just gives Clem that little bit of extra it's okay sort of moment. I mean, nice snipe on a couple mules, but it costs you Mutalist once more, and every time Denver finds something, Clem is just finding a little bit more. These Banshees are still alive. I don't know where they've been all game, but still around, just showing back up.
Yeah.
Like, we just forgot about them for 5 minutes, and now we're like, oh, we're still here,
Full
guys.
HP Banshees as well, you know, and like...
Tons of cloak energy.
They're like, oh, there's still a TVZ going on. We thought it ended after the Hellions went down, you know?
We were done for the night. I mean, all right, now he's going to target down Banelings. Oh my god. No, stop it. Clem. Clem, you're already winning.
Obviously a morphing, but that's like -6 or 7 base.
Yeah. Is this like really bad? He's actually still going to get maybe one more. Oh my god.
There's 1 Bane left.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of them are morphing, but...
But he's going to lose the 4th base because of it. These Banshees actually caused him to lose the 4th base.
Oh, we don't mind. Okay.
Wow, as these Marines have to go running, there's just going to be too much loss from Denver. And Clem is going to take a game 1 where poor old Denver just... He just feels like he has no opportunity, man. Like...
Mate, I'm actually like starting to feel serious envy that you cast this kid so much.
Yeah.
Because this is actually really fun to watch. Like
I can't believe he keeps playing in everything. I'm ready for him to just be like, you know, I'm Sarah level now, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like, no. It's like, well, that's somebody else.
Yeah.
Do you guys really want me to sign up again? It's like, yes, we do actually.
Clem's actually a crazy one as well, because he plays every qualifier. Like, he doesn't even need to be invited. Like, he will just show up and play a qualifier, and I'm just like, I would invite you. You're like literally the one of the only Terrans I can invite. And he's like, you know, I'll get $25 for first place. It seems good to me. I'm like, okay, buddy.
Yeah, and that's when I get him in round 2 again, and I'm like, really, Wardi? What's up with this seeding, man?
Yeah. And then we do double elimination, and then Naruto has a go at me. What a fiasco.
I mean, that wasn't my... wasn't that bad, that double elim that you ran?
No, it was actually
bad, right?
it was actually good in the format I did it in. It would be kind of bad if we were only qualifying like 2 players, right? And you have to do like the whole lower bracket. I think for 4, it's actually not bad because it works out the same time as like a single elim bracket. I think that's split in full.
Yeah, and I think it's very fun for the people that participate.
Yeah.
I had a blast in that one.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Some really good games.
Yeah, you went on a wild... You petitioned for the lower bracket, and you actually went on a wild run in the lower bracket.
Yeah, that was good. That was nice. And I had a really fun series with Gerald that day.
Yeah?
Where, like, game 3 came down to the final fight, and he had a really sick engagement around me and just collapsed on my army, and he won. And I was like, guys, I think I was too far behind. Look at the replay. I was like, man, that was actually so close. If Gerald didn't have, like, the perfect fight, I was like, man, maybe I could have taken it there. But, yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I will play in all your tournaments this month as well, Wardi. I'll be there. Yeah.
You got nowhere else to be like the rest of us?
That's true as well. Like, I'm just sticking to the rules. It's like the government wants me to stay inside and play StarCraft. All right.
Go on, then.
There's one thing I'm pretty good at, staying at home and playing StarCraft.
Let's jump into game number 2, as we've got in the top right-hand side, the Blue Terran leading the best of 5 grand finals. It's Team Liquid's Clem.
Still has not dropped the map yet. Happy birthday to him. Let's see if he can go all the way in the left bottom side of Everdream. Look in the main base of the Zerg. He's had a great run. And obviously will win at least 150 euros, but would love to go all the way. And also snap his losing streak against Clem. It is Denver.
Which is, by the way, 150 euros for second place is so sick. Like,
yep, that's awesome.
Like, usually, like, I was just to compare, like, most one-day cups, $100, right? And it's like $75 first place, usually. If it's a bit more, usually it spreads it down further down the line. But because this is a 500 euro one-day event, crazy money up for grabs here. Lots on the line. And definitely worth watching the next few weeks, guys. We're going to have amazing games here, week after week. So hit that follow button on the channel.
Clem going to win?
Yeah. Maybe we can start renaming this one. You know, we've got the Big Gabe Weekly. Now we're going to get the Little Clem Wednesday Showdown.
Well, we can just call it the Clem against Reynor Weekly Showdown, because Reynor will always be there as well.
Yeah. The Clem versus Reynor Weekly Show match. I like it.
Yeah. Watch Clem take out 8 other people before he plays Reynor again. Wow.
It's like...
If this is a complot theory by Clash and Red Bull to make Clem tired and Reynor in peak condition.
You know,
we can make some videos about that.
Mate, I was going to say, that's going to be on our StarCraft. Someone's going to be like, it's just not fair because you see.
It's like, guys, Clem, if he wins, he just won 250 euros. He's going to be pretty happy, okay? I mean, obviously, we can't count Denver out, and he still had a couple of moments, but it really did feel that Clem was the one dictating the pace from literally the beginning to the end. The first Reaper, the second Reaper, the Hellions, you know, delaying Denver from expanding, and I think that first push, I have the feeling that just for 10 seconds, Denver was occupied with setting up his Dropper Lord, getting Banelings in there, and then suddenly he's like, whoa. Tanks and Marines already, because that army wasn't that big, right?
No.
So if Denver would have just fought that army, even off creep, I actually think he would have just cleaned it up. Well, he was drone already. But yeah, once the tanks are sieged up, then suddenly it becomes a different ball game.
Well, just gonna be seeing the Reaper. I mean, a drone already, like you mentioned, it's definitely a good start. He goes up to the high ground, which means the Queen is gonna get its creep tumor down. It's such a fun duel that's developed, by the way. That's like this creep tumor versus Reaper scenario. It's like you don't realize how big a deal it is until you talk to like a Terran player about it or a Zerg player. And they're like, man, the first minutes of the game of TVZ are so stressful. Do you know how hard it is to try and deny that creep tumor? And it's like, really? And they're like, yeah, man, it's like the only thing I'm focusing on for 3 minutes. I'm like, oh, damn.
No, it's just a Reaper in the hands of a top EU Terran, or well, top Korean Terran. I don't really know that, but I can definitely tell the difference between, like, yeah, you've got good players that are like 6k MMR, and then you have, you know, good StarCraft players that are 5.5k MMR. And then you play against like a Clem, a Uterma, or a Hero Marine, and what they get done with just the Reaper alone is like, I just can't catch it. It's just too fast. And obviously when I say that, Zergling speed finishes up, but that's normal for a Reaper to go down there. The value that these top EU Terrans get out of just 1 or 2 units early on is actually crazy.
Well, I'm just going to go Cloaked Banshees again. This time obviously doesn't delay the third hatchery or anything along those lines, so just lets Denver kind of get on with it. Yeah, Cloaked Banshees the second time in a row. It is another map Everdream where, you know, the Queens like to wander across every now and then, so it's not a bad map. You know, when I say the Queens, usually it means it's okay for the Roaches to wander across. Not going to be the case here as Denver starts up a lair, but again, not a bad map to have Banshees on base.
Yeah, and Denver also the kind of Zerg who's not afraid to do that, right? Once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. He's the kind of Zerg that loves doing that, in fact. Like, I'd be very surprised. The only way I don't see Denver doing that in this best of 5 is if it just ends 3-0 for Clem. Because then I think maybe he just tries a couple different things, but if this goes to 4 or 5 games, there's no way there's not Roaches at some point.
Yeah, I think it's also hard if you play like 2 macro games and then like you're down 0-2 and you're like, oh man, do I really want to put it all on the line with the Roach all in?
Exactly.
You know, like, what if there's a bunker and a tank? Then I'm gonna look so silly. And these are things that shouldn't matter, but it does matter.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the 2 engineering bays of Clem. Setting up in the main base, a couple of extra barracks on the way in the main as well. And the Cloaked Banshee pressing forwards, pushing a Queen back over the left side, so not doing too much and actually taking quite a bit of damage. So it has to go back home and may get repaired, may just actually hang around for Banshee 2 and still come back and see what else can be done.
It does feel like a much cleaner early game here for Denver, and now you look at that work account, it's starting to look really good. He's going up to 61 drones already. Well, all he did was build Queens and a couple of safety links. And obviously, you know, he had them in the right position. Clem was looking for openings, didn't really find an opening. Now Clem is going to get stim, and obviously we know that Clem is capable of making miracles happen as he's going up to 5 Rex now as well. But yeah, this is as good as a start as Denver I think is ever going to get again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is where you want to be at. Lose a couple of drones, that's okay. Kind of a shame Clem didn't check that 4th base properly, because he could have had a drone that was about to build a hatchery, and then that's a pretty real delay. Because the creep's not quite there, so it's hard for the Queens to get there to block it, as that's a Queen in the center that goes down.
That always happens on this.
Yeah.
Alright, Clem is gonna find it now. Wait, did he? Yeah, he saw it. He's like, hey, wait a minute, I killed the drone.
Yeah.
But that hatch was actually already there before he killed the drone. Now maybe the bench. No, Banshees fly into a spore crawler. Oh no.
Yeah, they drop, and actually one of them just gets out with 2 HP, so very fortunate to even keep that alive. His Hellions dealing some damage to the 4th base. I mean, that obviously doesn't really matter too much. Obviously, the main thing here is Clem. He didn't build tanks at all this game. He just went straight into Widow Mines. So his first push coming across now, he's going to walk across, and that means it should time out with kind of 1-1. Armory should be done so the Hellions can become Hellbats here. And there is absolutely a time because Denver's going to be later on the 1-1. So let's see what happens with this. As these viewlings, they're already looking for a counterattack. If they can get a counterattack in, it's going to be a real kind of blunder to Clem's plan of just really focusing on a fight.
Yeah, but I think that even if Denver kills like 10 SCVs there, which is very possible, I don't think he should be losing this base though. And definitely don't lose the base and the drones. I don't know if this was the moment to counterattack. I don't think he had to. Unless the Banelings connect with the mines. Banelings do connect.
Yeah, the Banelings really do connect, and the Hellions were not obviously morphed into Hellbats, which could have done so much in terms of tanking here. So now you don't really have the numbers as Clem to maybe take down the base, I don't think. There's too many Banelings already there. The links from across the map are going to start pulling back, and yeah, it definitely feels like Denver's got this one fully under control. Nice save on the final Widow Mine, but yeah.
That looked very dicey, but yeah, the Baneling hit was just better than I anticipated. And at that point, Clem kind of lost steam. And now, obviously, losing those 10 SCVs does really hurt. Denver is gonna get a few more SCVs here because he's got 3 Banelings as well. Well, the Banshee's doing a really good job sniping the Bane.
Well, the Banshee being here is actually really nice, and he actually is going to clean up without losing anything else. So great control by Clem. I mean, in the end, that just became a little donation of units from Denver, and that definitely helps Clem get a bit back on track from a position that wasn't looking so hot.
No, not at all even. I still feel that Clem is in trouble this game for the first time. I actually feel like he's in trouble. Denver still has quite a bit of money in the bank. I'd love to see him spend that. Massive counterattack setting up. Now he's morphing a lot of Banelings on the right top side as well. He is going to lose the hatch, I think. Maybe, yeah. No. Well, yes, no.
Maybe. I mean, Clem's been very passive. Yeah, we'll check in on that in a moment. Big Widow Mine hits over here, so Clem's actually going to win this fight. Finally, Denver gets through to the natural. He didn't actually go in for a while. He just stuck on the depot. Well, Clem's kind of holding that. I mean, he's going to start losing a lot of SCVs. The Bane showing up as well.
Oh, Banelings.
Oh, my God.
All the SCVs are clumped up. Go for the SCVs. Oh.
He's going to lose so much. 24 workers already going down. Now 31. I mean, Clem is having a disaster of a game at the moment, actually. It wasn't, like, terrible, but then when you look at what one thing has caused the next thing to be, right? You know, it went from a run-by into this next run-by, and Clem feels like he's got to be on the map, and so another run-by hits. And Denver taking full control.
No, then Denver is in a super sweet position at this point. He was at 68 rounds. He's going to get 10 more at this point. He's got his 2-2 upgrades on the way. He's already setting up the next massive Ling Bane counterattack. Yeah, I really think the first fight at that 4th base, I think Clem's army was good enough to make magic happen there. But he just messed up a bit. And from that point on, I think it's all been Denver. This one, it's a bit obvious, so the Marines are going to snipe it. And now all these Lings are trapped, by the way. Like, they'll get a few more SCPs, but not many.
Yeah.
But Denver is obviously teching up as well, right? Hive is done, is correct?
Yeah, it is ready to go. So you can drop down the Ultras Cavern. You can drop down, well, Adrenal Glands, 3-3, 1-2-2 finishes. And Clem is kind of on a timer because as soon as this game ticks over towards Ultras and, you know, extra tech apart from Ling Bane, then, well, you don't win against that when you're just on 3 bases, right? So for Clem, he needs to push, and he kind of needs to win the game with a push. But that's so hard to do against pure Ling Bane because it's just sheer power of units and numbers of units as well. If you're going to do it with a 23-kill Widow Mine.
That's a start.
Yeah, sure.
He's got so many mines in. Denver needs to be careful. There's so many mines everywhere.
Yeah. Across the top side, he kind of breaks through and gets to the mineral line. There is a drop from Clem making its way down the left side. This time, Clem has no real way to kind of shut down this onslaught at the front, and he knows it. And Denver will bust his way through to tying up this series 1-1 in the best of 5.
And Clem loses his first game of the tournament.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think from the beginning till the end, it was just kind of almost a perfect game for Denver. There was only one split moment where I was worried. And that is when, you know, he went for that big counter. That was cool and on. It did some damage. But if he would have lost his 4th base there, that would have been not worth it at all. But Clem, I think, was distracted with the run-by for a split second. Obviously, that Baning hit being really good on the Marines, forcing the pickup, forcing Clem to disengage. And from that point on, I think that Denver just did a really good job in pumping out an insane amount of links and banes. And he played it really well. Non-stop counterattacks. Some more successful than others, but hey, if you're rich, you can keep trying, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those scenarios when, because Clem just falls that little bit behind, you never get control of the game, and if you never get control of the game, it's just you just like the Zerg just keeps running things at you, and then you really need something to happen to kind of turn it around. And you know, everything that Clem tried, Denver just had, you know, the step ahead of him. He was just ready to go again. So let's jump into game number 3 as we do go on to Nightshade and start off in the bottom right hand side with the blue Terran, Team Liquid's Clem.
Left top side of Nightshade, we're looking at the main base of the man who was able to deliver the first map loss of the tournament to Clem. It is Denver. Not hailing from Colorado. That would have been cool. I'm so sad. There was a Cheeseadelphia once upon a time announced in Colorado.
Yeah.
And I was like, Denver, you gotta go.
You
and I
gotta
think he
go.
wanted to go, but then it clashed with some other qualifiers.
Why is there never the perfect moment to create our memes, man?
I don't know. I feel like he would have been the most popular French player since Stefano in America. You know, if your nickname is Denver and you're playing in a tournament in Colorado, you gotta be a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
Ooh, are we gonna get some?
Yeah,
Reaper?
double racks Reaper. Clem does this a lot on this map, actually. If he's not gonna go, like, if he doesn't want to just set up like Hellion Banshee into 8 racks, he likes to go 2 racks Reaper and just apply like pressure. You go to like 5 or 6 Reapers and then pull back home when link speed is finishing. You don't try and stick around to do anything fancy. And because you just 2 racks and you wall off, especially with these positions where the reactor and tech lab can come down so easily and be protected, it generally works pretty well for you, I think.
Yeah. It's funny as well that how this build, you can say on the right bottom side it's good, on the left top side it's not that good.
It's terrible.
just because of where reactors and tech labs spawn. It's kind of funny.
What is interesting is that Denver actually goes pool first. But it's pool hatch gas, so actually it doesn't really speed up his link speed that much. And it's just you've got Zerglings, and while Zerglings and a faster queen, you know, definitely helps, it doesn't shut down the Reapers, and obviously you do hurt a little bit for these initial lings, and they're meant to delay a CC. Well, you're not delaying a CC when you've got a full wall off at the front of the map. So
unless Clem doesn't raise the depot.
That is
because
true.
He's not expecting links to show up in this phase in the game.
That is true, but then he's got a second Reaper popping out at home as well anyways.
I know.
Yeah, feels bad.
I was just trying to be Mr. Optimist.
I
like
like optimism.
One, by the way. So here we go. He won a map and he's like, all right, I can show my true colors.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, like we said, right? Like it's expected at some stage. Of course, at the same time, it's like he sees the 2 racks, right? So it's somewhat of a response to this as well. To kind of what Clem is up to. You get into the roaches, you push across, and Reapers are not as good at buying time against roaches as they used to be when the Reaper grenade was that little bit faster to come off cooldown, etc. Then, you know, then they were a little bit better. A few lings kind of waited back, and next Reaper should be able to deal with that as Clem just trying to fight the queens, etc. for the moment. His Reaper back at home, though, took a couple shots of damage and now has to go running.
4 roaches. Maybe it's just safety roaches indeed for now.
Yeah.
As Denver is gonna go back into droning behind this. So yeah, it's just a response. I was kind of hoping he was gonna go all out. And I feel like there's a chance that maybe was his plan, because he did open up with that pool before he even knew what he was playing up against, right? So maybe it was the idea of like, oh, the Lynx will drag the first Reaper back and then I'll show up with Roach.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just the roaches like defend, right? It's...
Yeah.
Because of the gas timings and the time he saw it at, he actually didn't have link speed start even, so it's, you know, you make one decision or the other. Maybe he just wants to play some sort of roach attack on this map anyways, which you can obviously follow up with too. You get the Ravagers here because they have extra range, they actually outrange the Reaper. And as Clem jumps up, that's not where you want to be, and somehow doesn't lose a Reaper.
Yeah, how did Denver not get a Reaper there? That's kind of sad. I feel like Denver deserved a Reaper. Denver's still making roaches though. Like, is this still just safety? I mean, that's a lot of roaches. And he's even like...
there's no way.
He's transferring extra drones from the main. I almost feel like that's like, look at me!
Yeah.
I've got a saturated natural!
Look, yeah. Look at my drones, look at my macro. I'm building so many. I don't like it though. Clem's already building a bunker. He's actually got double reactor marines. He's actually double reactor marine. He's not even a tech lab, and he's actually got a siege tank on the way out as well. So this feels like it shouldn't do anything.
I feel like Denver is a bit confused this game on how much he should have committed or should have not committed. Because now he's going back into droning again, but this has done enough to really hurt his economy. And yes, he's got Ravages.
That's such a sick corrosive bile. That was nice. He saw the Reapers coming, corrosive bile where they hop up, and he got one.
Oh, really? Nice. Got him?
Yeah.
I was looking on the other side of the map because Denver's attack obviously needs to get a lot of damage. Can he get SCVs? The answer is no, 1 or 2. But that tank, man, that tank is gonna shut this party down. And now the Reaper's in the main base. Oh my goodness. Clem, how many monitors does Clem have? Can we like...
Like, does he have 2 mice or something? Like,
yeah.
The left mouse and the right mouse.
Who's Clem playing Archon mode with? I know Bjorn is back from the military, okay?
Yeah. Siege tank micro actually starts as well, so just going to bring the tank unsiege just to help push this away a little bit more easily. And I mean, why not?
This is really bad for Denver, man. Oh.
Yeah, his tech is just non-existent, right? No third hatchery as well is obviously really crazy in this scenario. And now these Reapers are going to come in and they're going to intercept the Ravages, and maybe the Ravages get a couple of kills. But the Reapers, you know, what more were they going to get done anyways, right? Does Clem have a boost in this medevac? Not yet, but he will soon.
Not fair?
Not fair. Yeah. Well,
it's not showing off the micro? Is he talking about the tank micro?
It's not fair that you're just too good. I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's always funny because some of those moments are very annoying, right? When you have a couple of Ravages and then your opponent is styling on you with a tank and a medevac. But this is not Denver being bad, okay? This is nothing he can do indeed. So maybe that's what he meant. And obviously, like, if you're Clem, you can really show off how good you are. Well, Clem is capable of that.
Well, a couple tanks continue to press forwards here from Clem, and we're going to see where they can go. A few drones pulling over, and I mean, even this isn't great, right?
What is this? Is this an Immortal or a Mark Prism or something? Like, what is happening over here?
Clem's just like, yeah, why not? he's
imagine
like,
if this medevac could heal the tanks.
Clem's just like, you know what? I saw Reynor playing Protoss. I want to try out myself, but without race switching.
Now we know why Clem has been off racing as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Clem is having the time of his life right now. This is the best birthday he ever had, okay?
No words, man. No words.
I mean, Denver obviously did manage to get quite a few drones out. Problem is that his army is gonna suck compared to the bio army of Clem.
Yeah. A couple tanks out to the right side. Gonna see the extractor dropping down in the third.
Clem is having way too much fun with this. Okay?
It's disgusting, man. Leave Denver be. He doesn't deserve this.
I know. Leave Denver alone. He's gonna go into the natural. Oh, he's gonna deny. I would have loved to see him try the natural.
Yeah.
Just to get a few more drones, you know, to really channel you in a Protoss.
Just to keep going. I love how his upgrades finish. Clem's showing up with everything else.
For a second I thought like maybe these tanks have forgotten their tanks and they can actually siege, you know, and they're just gonna be inside of that medevac forever, but no, they will siege up Wardi, and now there's a Terran army here that is simply way better than the Zerg army of Denver.
Yeah, the corrosive files are going down towards the Marines, which means the tanks will just be untouched in this fight, and that is going to be a GG's with Clem taking game number 3, and now is on match point here on his birthday. He is one map away from being 250 euros better off.
Yep, of course. Another little encounter with his Italian buddy Reynor, and that would be a lot of fun.
They're just trying to catch up with like Bly Mana's statistics at this point. Like,
I gotta say that the start was a bit confusing, right? Because either this was Denver's plan all along, like to go for indeed like a couple links to pull the Reaper home and then followed up with a Roach attack, or he made the Roaches because he's like, hey, it's 2 Rex Reaper and I need a couple safety Roaches. But then it felt he was a bit indecisive. At one moment it's like, he's building Roaches? No, he's going drones, and then he even made it seem like he is fake transferring workers to see that, or to maybe give Clem the idea that Denver is just macroing up. Then he was attacking, but then it wasn't an all-out attack either. Then he kind of went back into drones again, and this, I don't know, it felt a little bit of everything, but that's just not the right way to play. I was confused, Wardi.
Yeah, I think against 2 racks, you just don't need roaches. Like, if it's 3 racks Reaper, roaches kind of work, but it's way more committed from the Terran. Against with 2 racks, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not. Let's see what happens on Zen.
Time for Zen. This could be the final game of the first edition of the Xel'Naga Finest tournament series that will happen for 6 weeks in a row. It's going to be awesome. Wardi and I will be bringing you guys all the action. And I'm having a ball with you so far, Wardi. Did you have a good time with me? I know you're more of a solo guy normally, but...
Yeah, you know, it's really tough, you know, because I never co-cast. And it's like, do I know how to co-cast? Like, it's...
Does Wardi interact with human beings?
Is Wardi just like, yeah, I don't know. I've got many questions about this Wardi guy. No, it's been a lot of fun tonight. You know, we've had some good games. I think it's gonna get even better next week when we give a couple guys a talking to and be like, you should be signing up.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip
into some DMs.
I'm gonna slide in a couple DMs this week. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best.
I can get behind that.
All right. Obviously, it would be fantastic if Denver can give us a final game, or maybe even against the odds at this point. Take it down. He has beaten Clem plenty of times in the past, but it just feels right now that Clem is performing on a pretty sick level when it comes to European StarCraft 2. Also, by the way, we didn't have Neep. Where's our boy Alex?
Yeah, he plays in a few of these online things lately.
Yeah, I know. And where was Demauer?
Well, yeah, you know what? We need to talk to a few people, don't we?
I know. It's going to be a busy inbox for me this week. Still really fun. Obviously, had a good time. Like you said, I am also confident that things will only get better. I mean, a €500 weekly online tournament series sounds pretty damn good to me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Korea have their version, and now Europe have theirs. It's like, yes. The Europeans get what they wanted.
What would you like to see out of Denver? Just kind of how he played on Everdream?
Yeah, I think... Honestly, when I've seen Denver have the most success against Clem, it's been... He gets a little bit crazy and it gets a little bit ahead because it gets a bit reckless, right? Like, the game gets a bit out of control and, you know, lots of run-bys. Maybe even committing to, like, overcommitting to, like, units early just to, like, start that mayhem. I don't know, because I feel like every time he tries to play, like, a more regular macro game, it just falls apart.
Like, obviously, the good thing about Everdream was that he was able to just do his build, go up to 3 bases the way he wants, made only a couple of queens and links, but never took any drone damage. The queens and links were always in the right position, and it just felt good. But right now, this is already feeling a little bit more like Eternal Empire, and that obviously did not go that well. He's going to be able to clean this up at least a lot faster than he was, I think, on Eternal. On Eternal, he didn't expand until like 3 minutes and 40 seconds, I believe.
This is so sick, by the way. They creep Jimmy on this side, and he comes up this side and gets it with the Reapers.
Oh, is he gonna get the drone, Wardi? Tell me he's not gonna get the drone.
Oh, he's not gonna get the drone because Denver's gonna build an extractor. And then Denver's gonna cancel
it.
Gonna
get the hatch.
Yeah. Oh, this isn't fun, is it? This is brutal.
Not fair.
He even cancels the engineering base. Like, you know what? Go on, build it. I dare you to build it because my Reapers are coming. Yeah, he's gonna get it.
Alright, so 15 seconds quicker than on Eternal, but still, obviously, I think a pretty reasonable start for Clem. He's gonna bounce the queens out of the way. Good save there, though. And now Denver might get... Not even.
No. Nope.
Speedlings, though. They're looking for the Reapers.
Yeah, and they are gonna find them, so... With speed, well... Oh, okay, well, one's gonna get up to the main base and stick around for a little while longer. Tech Lab on the racks building. I think Clem's really afraid. Like, he originally was building a bunker on the natural as well. And it looks like he's just going to go Banshees again. Like, he's really not taking any risks. Just very safe opening again and again. Make sure he doesn't die to anything aggressive. And to be fair, with the opening like this, why take the risk, right? You've done so much anyways.
Denver just made so many overloads, by the way, while he was chasing that Reaper. I was like, you know, he wasn't supply blocked, but it was getting close. And then suddenly, bam, 5 overloads, and now he was at 49 out of 92. I think obviously that's not the cleanest possible Zerg micro, but hey, at least he's not going to be supply blocked for a while, so he's got that going for himself.
Yeah, for sure. That's a definite advantage, is this lair of Denver coming up in the main base, and a few Hellions off to the side, still just waiting for their opportunity.
So, do you think on Everdream that Clem could have been more adventurous with his Hellion Banshee opening, because Denver was playing as quote-unquote greedy as he was? Or do you think that if Zerg just has the unit in the right place, there isn't too much that Clem can get done anyway?
It was a bit tough, right? Like, because the first Banshee took some damage right away, so it's already more easily targeted. I think there's always positions you can put it in where you can get more damage done, but Everdream's a kind of tough map to get them like behind mineral lines like initially, so if you can't get them into those positions to begin with, then you're kind of stuck. I feel like on Zen you can kind of always be hanging around, like for example like down from the third base, so you can always poke in here at least, right? And wait for an opportunity, whereas that doesn't really exist as easily on Everdream. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna see if Clem can find an opening. At this point, he's down 8 workers. That's kind of standard. But now we're getting in the same territory as we had on the map that Denver won, where Denver is gonna be a solid 15 workers ahead. And Clem has not really committed yet to anything. The Hellions are still pretty healthy, other than one. One is in red HP. Banshee syncing up. They're aiming for... this is actually kind of nice for Banshee. I think that Denver needs a Spore Crawler above that Evo chamber. Otherwise, this spot, this is where Banshees will keep showing up.
Yeah, it's really nice. He's just going to get the workers on the gas, of course. A couple of queens. They just don't kill the Banshees fast enough, so they get 4 drones. They back away. The Ling's making a dive for the Hellions, and Clem was pretty on top of this, so he's able to get away. And once you get off creep, Denver says it's just not worth chasing. The upgrades of Clem are way later than Denver's this time, though, so that's a thing, but there's also much later Baneland speed from Denver.
Spore moves on the wrong moment, Wardi. Spore moved on the wrong moment, which means a couple of drones go down. I really would love a Spore just on the north side of that Evo. Like near those plates, basically. Ooh. Hello, Clem? Okay.
That's something Clem doesn't do very often, losing a Banshee to a Spore Crawler like that, as Hellions are still fighting Zerglings, and Zerglings are just move commanding by. Oh, Clem. It's getting so much damage across the board here.
Way better than Everdream, right, for Clem.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not game ending, it's not massive, it's not like, oh no, Denver can't win this game. Denver gets a little run by, but there's so many units here for Clem that...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a run by you actually don't commit to, because now he's killed 1 SCV, he's going to get 2, but only because Clem didn't click the SCVs back. And that was obviously a lot of Lings.
Yeah. So... No, I think I'm with you. That's almost like maybe the wrong moment to go for a run by. If the entire army is standing there, then you're just donating units.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. As we see that Baneland speed is going to be finishing soon. More Lings.
The Hellions are still alive. But the Hellions are going to be, I want to say trapped, but they're not trapped.
Yeah, they're actually just going to go run to the main army. Oh my god, the Marines are going to help. No, the Zerglings don't fight there. Choking up. They might find a siege tank, and Clem is not paying attention, so does lose it. This is what this is what I was sort of talking about in terms of like making the game chaotic, right? Like, that's the Baneland connection that goes off. It's obviously not being great from Denver, but it's the right sort of idea where Clem can make a mistake, lose a unit here or there, and maybe it pulls apart a little bit and falls apart a little bit, and then you start making a couple too many mistakes, etc.
Clem needs to complete his armory.
Yeah.
It's not completed yet.
He'll realize that pretty soon, I guess, when 2-2.
Didn't that Overlord see that? Am I crazy? Or I have the feeling that Overlord saw this.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I feel like he should have seen it. I mean, there's definitely an Overlord seen it now. Denver's not too far out of position, so Clem will unload. Obviously, the whole idea here is there's no mutalisks, right? So these medivacs are super safe no matter what.
And on Zen, this is really sick, actually, right? Because his entire left side of the main is like this. The Marines are going to go up and down with those medivacs. These queens are going to get picked up easily. I think Denver was busy setting up a Dropper-Lord, but now he's going to bring those banelings all the way back. And they just get easily picked off. Good snipes there by Kooi. Those were the Dropper-Lord Banes, Wardi.
Those were the Dropper-Lord Banes.
He morphed them right next to that Overlord. It's on the right side of the main, even though it's not a Dropper-Lord yet, but I don't know what happened.
And she comes back in. It's starting to get a few more drones here, Roddy. It's just extra damage on top of extra damage, and the suppliers are telling the tale right now. 172 to 140, and it's not meant to be the Terran that's ahead by that much, as we see Bane's running in. I mean, 2-2 will be done here soon for Denver, and maybe like 2-2 can somewhat save him for a few moments, but even that ain't looking promising. Tanks are getting into very good spots. Clem's got a good push forward. He's even still got some Hellbats to help him sort of tank some of these Banelings, and, well, tank some of these Banelings. They've all just got shot down by siege tanks, so now there's no Banes on the map, apart from 9 morphing in, which, well, let's face it, is just not going to be necessarily enough. 4 of them already finished. Okay.
Those were good.
Yeah, that was better than I thought.
What? Why did he unburrow the mine?
Yeah, I don't know.
That mine was about to blow up everything, but Denver's gonna go GG anyways. And that means Clem is gonna be the very first champion of the Xel'Naga Finest.